Hi there everyone, my name is Simon. Welcome to another speed build video in The Sims 4, my channel. It's so nice of you to stop by. So the house that we're building here today is a first for the channel. It's a real to Sims, and it is also something unusual for me in general because I rarely ever build those big family homes. I'm not really the kind of mansion type of guy. I like my modern builds even are, I think they're decently sized. They're not like gigantic like celebrity villas or anything like that. This isn't either, but it is still like a very big house, and that's not really my forte. I think I'm too detailed in my decorating and everything that these big houses are just too time consuming for me. I like to have a smaller lot that is very detailed. And you will see later that I'm going back to my comfort zone here, because now I'm building on a 64 by 64 lot, and that was very ambitious of me. I then later sized it down because I was just not, the pressure of like filling this entire lot was really getting to me, and I just wanted to reduce it a little bit, not do as much landscaping because I don't think this house really needs it. It's the outside is very beautiful in its own. I don't need to like add like a giant garden or anything. There's so much to do in the house that you don't really need this. And well, the reference house, the reference picture also doesn't have one. It's I think it's probably even a suburban house. It's like in a suburban area, though you don't see very much of it. So here you see me switching to the smaller lot. It's a 30 by 40, I believe, and very much my comfort zone. I can fill this to the brim. So the house itself was pretty easy to translate to the game. I thought there weren't any dimensions that are really off. I felt like I could really replicate it pretty faithfully. The only part where I had to deviate from the source image was this front yard area, because it had a rounded pathway. And you see me, do this a little bit there, but I couldn't really replicate the entire look of it. So I just opted for a foundation that is used as a flower bed, and I thought this was still kind of true to the original, but like making it a little bit my own. And yeah, I'm using Tool here to create like a rock landscape with some flowers on it that are from Romantic Garden, which is like a really great pack if you do landscaping. It's like the pack actually. And yeah, these flowers that I used, the white, pink, and red ones that I created this little ombre effect with, they are like my favorite flowers in the game. They are so pretty, and they also work pretty fantastically in like a desert environment, in that red shade in particular. If you don't believe me, try it out and you'll see. Or even better, go to my modernist eco home stop motion build video. I used them there on the deserty rooftop garden. Okay, so we moved inside by now, and I didn't have any reference pics for that, so this is all me. And I wanted to have like a sort of big foyer. What's the word? Foyer. Well, that's very hard for me to pronounce. Anyway, it's a big entrance hall. You get the idea. And I use platforms here to kind of extend the staircase and have like this layered effect. And I have to say, I'm pretty much in love with the combination of the floors here. So the wood floor from Cats and Dogs, I'm sorry, and the stone flooring from, I think it's City Living, and they're both sort of pinkish and go really great together. I will definitely use this again in the future. The interior got a little industrial vibe. I wasn't really planning on that at first, but the kitchen actually determined that direction once I finished that, and I feel like it has this very American kind of interior design magazine kind of style, subway tiles and very large spaces. Everything's open, and Joanna Gaines might have had her hands in here. Yeah, kind of this industrial kind of farmhouse chic style, and I don't know, in my head that is sort of American. Anyways, the kitchen I think turned out pretty nicely, and yeah, we're moving on here to well, again, the hallway, and I added a fountain there because, well, this space there kind of offered itself for that, and I rarely ever use this spot A fountain, so why not use it here? And then I wanted to kind of break up the space here because it was so large, but I didn't really feel to make these separate rooms, and then I just thought of you know, making these fake doors that are actually windows that I just placed there, and well, have them open. And as you will see here now, this rec room slash living room slash TV room slash bar, basically all-purpose room, it has a very open layout, and I didn't want it to be so closed off from the rest of the floor. So yeah, I decided to have this open, and I also included a custom fireplace here, so semi-custom. So I used the Snowy Escape one here as like the visual fireplace, and then covered it up with some concrete elements, but the actual fireplace is actually a base game one that I, you know, kind of hid in there, and as you can see here, it is actually usable. So here's the living room part of this all-purpose room, and for the backdrop of the TV, I used those restaurant signs from Dine Out, and this technique has become a go-to design element for me now. I used this the first time in my hot spring home that I did like a couple of weeks or maybe months ago, and I used them as a backdrop or like a headboard for a bed there. And yeah, it's actually a really nice technique to kind of give the area a little bit of interest and make it custom. I wanted to make the office for this house a little bit more interesting, and so I thought of a couple of jobs that a person that lives here might have, and I then thought of making this like a couples therapist's office. And yeah, it kind of worked out in the end pretty nicely. Lots of books, and I built this custom shelf there, and then you have the pie chart, which I thought like, oh, maybe that's like a very scientific approach to, or like a study on couples behavior or something. The look here is very cluttered, and I feel it adds a little character to that room. I feel like it really looks like an intellectual lives there because of all the books, and yeah. And here we're already moving on to the master bathroom, and I wanted to give this a kind of industrial feel as well, and I used the concrete planters here that come, this wall planters that come with Equal Lifestyle, and I turned them around in tool, so I just have like the concrete backdrop to work with and use it like as a surface for some cosmetics. And for the master bedroom, I did another custom headboard, and I really like doing these. They are, you know, take a minute to figure out, but in the end they're very rewarding because it gives a lot more interest to that area. And I also added a home gym in the master bedroom. And again, there's so much to do in this house that I'm kind of proud of myself for that, because as a builder, I'm usually not very concerned with gameplay because, well, I don't even know the last time I played this properly. And then I try to remind myself of, you know, putting things in there to do, because otherwise I would only be doing generic rooms like another seating area, and that's not really fun to play with. So I try my best to satisfy gameplay needs. And here we are in another bedroom, and I figured this would be a grandparents' room. I went a little traditional with this one. I mean, not all grandparents like this country chic, but I use it for that one, this granny style. And this kind of makes it into a generations home. Like there are, I think, 4 bedrooms, and one is a shared one, this kids' room that I'm doing here. So you could actually have up to 7 people living here, which is also very nice for gameplay, I think. And here's the kids' room that I was talking about, and I haven't done all that many kids rooms before. I did the toddler room in the hot spring home a couple of weeks back. That was a first. I think probably did a kids room before, but I'm not very accustomed to that. And by the time I got to this room, I was pretty exhausted from decorating all those other areas in the home. So I didn't like make this all perfect, but I see a lot of potential there in decorating children's rooms in general, because I'm really not used to doing that. So I figure I might, challenge myself in the future and kind of make a kid's room, a toddler room, like the priority of a build, and give myself a little challenge. And on that note, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me what you think of the house. And stay tuned for a house tour. I know most of you don't, but I put a lot of work into this, so maybe you'd like to check it out. I hope to see you next week for a stop motion build. And until then, bye!
Perfect.